Alright, so I've made something like this before. Alright, so I'm going to show you. If you just want this info, here it is, right? I made basically all the hype units that we had at the time, and if you should summon or not, right? So if you just want to pause, see this, and leave the video, go ahead, right? But I want to go a bit more in depth and kind of compare, for example, Toji to Yuta, Yuji to Gojo, right? And all these units, because now also, besides just the units that I talked about in the previous video, Yuta got buffed. Ghetto got buffed massively, and Sukuna's coming, right? So sure, we could have maybe said, okay, maybe Sukuna's coming, but now it's a kind of a different ballpark. So in this video, we are operating under the assumption that Sukuna is green, all right? If that changes, well, I mean, actually nothing really changes in this guide really, but we would like to say Sukuna is green, but also, besides that, also probably being top 3. So let's just make that clear. Every Gojo is good, so we could also assume that every Sukuna is going to be good. If I'm proven wrong, I will private this video. All right, just going to tell you like that. If Sukuna is not top 3 worthy, or top 5, right? If he's not top 5 worthy, because even top 5 is really busted now, then I'm privating this video. Okay, just want to make that clear. But I want to make this right now because Yuta's still out, Gojo's still out, Ghetto's still out, and people, 2 main questions. Do I summon for Yuta or Toji? And number 2, do I summon for Ghetto now that he's buffed? So I think this is a very important video to make so people's worries are quelled. All right, so number 1, Red Gojo. All right, I would say that he is the only must summon on this list because of a couple of reasons. Well, he works basically now and in the future on every single fucking color in the game. He's the support unit unless you cannot debuff, right? 2 turn stun guaranteed, 4 turn 300% damage increase, and then he himself does good damage. So I would definitely say he is number 1 by a long shot right now, right? And he will even work with Sukuna. Probably. Unless they do something where Sukuna can't be with Gojo's, which I doubt. Imagine Gojo with Sukuna, damage dealer Sukuna. Like, just imagine that pair. So Gojo is the only unit I really say summon for. Like, guaranteed. Summon, right? There is literally no world where I see, unless you just don't care about Gojo for whatever reason, that you wouldn't summon for him personally. Especially because he is a limited unit, it is worth it. Now, next up, Sukuna. I'm just titling this Sukuna because we know number 1, he's probably going to be top 3. Now, that is a probably. Do we have kid info? No, we know he has a domain. I mean, we're 2 for 2 on domain units. Domain Megumi, domain Gojo. Oh, whoa, hello? And both Domain Gojo, Domain Megumi are top 10, 15 units. I mean, Domain Megumi, did I put him in top 10? I kind of forgot. And they're both very good. And since it's Sukuna, we can imagine he will be good. But it's more the fact that this is also a hype units list, right? You want to make that clear. And Sukuna definitely constitutes that. But I would definitely say that Sukuna probably will be a summon. Now, people, I want to bring this point up and kind of go against it. People say that, oh, but Sukuna is going to come to standard. Let's say he's not a limited unit. It's possible he is a limited, but let's say he's not. Guys, he's going to come to standard probably like minimum 6 months after his release, but I could see up to a year later. Hidden inventory units are not on standard yet. It's been 6 months. They're going to wait at least another 3 months. So you're telling me you're willing to wait like 6 to 9 months? I'm not too sure about that, right? Especially for the first Sukuna that's probably going to be there and the only one for about 6 months, my guess. I don't know about that, right? So I would definitely say that Sukuna is definitely like highly recommend, I would say. Just, we'll put highly recommend, right? I would definitely say so. I don't know why it's not centered. It's so weird. But the thing is, Sukuna with the domain is going to be good with Gojo because Gojo doesn't need... The domains do clash, but it only matters if you need to have your domain active. Gojo doesn't, right? He doesn't really have it active if we're being real. He just kind of like shits out debuffs and then it's like, okay, then you could ult with Sukuna, right? So I think it's fine, especially if you want to get Gojo to also go for Sukuna, right? So that's the next thing. Now, this thing has been a big topic of conversation. But I would definitely say that this is more of a one or the other situation. Nothing about it, right, is going to change my mind. I do not think you should get both. Getting Toji is great. I believe Toji is a bit better. But if you have Red Gojo and you have Yuta, you're fine, right? You're fine for Red. I would definitely say that this is okay enough. You would definitely be able to clear most content. And I don't think you should be forced to go for Toji. Personally, that's my opinion. I definitely think you should not go for 2 red DPSs, especially now that Yuta's been buffed and can get about, if you're like on average about a 30% damage increase to up to 50% or 60, I think. So it's like, it's a good damage increase, especially considering they're both AoE. I'd say it's a one or the other situation. They're both very good and on equal-ish terms. I saw some people arguing that Toji's better, some people arguing that Yuta's better. So it really is up to the person. But obviously, if you want to get Toji, I'm not stopping you, but a lot of people have been asking me Toji or Yuta, and I definitely think it's important to make that like distinction clear, that you don't need both, but you probably do need one, right? You do definitely need one. Now, copy paste, same thing, right? Same thing. These two, and especially like if you are close to Yuta pity, definitely finish the pity. Now, I would say that these two have slightly different roles, and some people argue that Yuji's better because you could run domain Gojo, and you are right. This is why I'm saying one or the other. If you'd rather have a Gojo right now and not wait 6 months for a very good yellow DPS, then you do you, right? I definitely think both work extremely well. Some people argue that yellow Yuji in my tier list was too low. So there are definitely people who highly rep for Yuji, and that's more than fine. If you believe Yuji is a bit better, that's good. I think they both work extremely well. I personally believe Gojo works better. And I've seen a lot of teams where you run Gojo type disadvantage in tower. I'm not even kidding. Floor 45, one of the strats was yellow Gojo, which I highly doubt Itadori could do. I'm not gonna lie. Gojo's damage is absolutely amazing, and he doesn't really need many other people because he self-buffs himself for like 240% with a 1500 ult and has attack immunity half the time. Very good, high AoE damage, and can taunt. I really like him, but then Itadori also has high damage, single target, and has very good break damage. So it's really one or the other. Which unit do you want more? Long term, Itadori might be better because you'd be able to run Itadori with Gojo, but this is more up to you. Which unit do you want more? Check out the showcases I put out to really get that decision. But listen, I'm bringing it down to one or the other. Y'all could do the rest of the work, okay? I really, personally, I would say going for Yuta and going for Gojo is best case, because you're not really going to have much cubes for Itadori by the time Gojo rolls around, right? For example, logically, you summon for Yuta, you don't need Toji. That means you could get Gojo, and then you get domain Gojo on anniversary. It times out perfectly, right? If we're going like logically, I would definitely say you get Yuta, and then you get Gojo, and you're safe for domain Gojo. That's how I would go about it, personally. Personally, I think that makes the most amount of sense, but y'all do you. Now, these two go here. Now, let's explain it. First of all, Ghetto, very, very good unit. The problem is, do you have the cubes? By the way, if you're pay to win, this is not for you, right? If you're pay to win, you summon on what you want. Go you, I'm the full support. But Ghetto, he is good, right? He is good. But let's do a bit of logistics here, right? So, who got buffed the most? Which colors? Green and blue. Sukuna is going to be green or blue. Probably green. Why? We got a red anniversary quote-unquote unit, Gojo. We got blue, Miguel. He is limited. And then we got yellow, Itadori. So Sukuna should be green. Now, the two colors that got buffed the most were green and blue, right? So because of that, we don't have some really good blue unit. The last one we got was a year ago with Ghetto, right? And technically it was only because he got buffed now. So all in all, we should be getting a new blue by Shibuya arc, end of January, for sure. Right, for sure, I feel it in my bones. I've been talking to people and they also agree with me that we should be getting a good blue soon. So I personally do not believe that going for Ghetto is the way, okay? Because if you're going to go for Ghetto now, you're just not going to have the cubes. You're not going to be able to get hidden inventory. And right now, you should be saving your pity or your cubes for when pity comes, because everything should be saved until pity transfer, right? So I would definitely say Ghetto and Ghetto are skips. This Ghetto was a skip because you'd rather get a yellow DPS than green, right? Personally, especially if you're going to go for Sukuna. Let me put probs green. Whoa, I can't type probs green. Okay. So this Ghetto is great, right? I say he's a number 3 unit. But listen, it's not worth it. If Ghetto gets buffed and 2 months later, or 1 month later even, then there's a new DPS in town, right? So it's like, you get Ghetto now, he's unusable for 4 months, he gets buffed, and then a new blue comes out, and then it's someone you want even more than Ghetto. That's my problem. But if you really like Ghetto, then sure, go for him. Then this green Ghetto, I think he's good. Problem is, he's a debuff only unit. Okay, the debuffs are great, but it's single target, which means it's very good with someone like green Nobara. Where is she? Hello? Nobara? Right, Nobara, because Nobara could get up to 260% damage increase depending on how many debuffs there are. So it's great. It's just a very high cost unit that I don't think people need personally. But like I said, Ghetto simp number 1. Okay, so the Ghetto units, in my opinion, are skips right now. You could get Ghetto on his rerun if you really want. Obviously, could I be wrong about the blue unit being good, the next one? Sure. But logically, if green or blue is about to get a good unit, then vice versa, you're going to get a good unit from the opposite color, right? I just, red is stacked, yellow stacked, we need green and blue. Everyone is agreeing on that point right now. Now, for Gojo, this is my personal opinion. He's mainly for spenders. Why do I say that? Because most people no free-to-play is able to pity Gojo. So if you get lucky, congrats. But if you don't get lucky, you're not getting Gojo right now. So I really do think you should just save out for Sukuna because we're going to be caught up in like 4 fucking months anyway. So it's basically suffer right now, be happy later, get Mahito right now if you need. Well, when he comes out soon, probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, in my opinion. But I would definitely say that Gojo, I mean, like, if you're still on the edge, then I would just put that. I just included Gojo because he's still out, but I don't think it's worth it personally. I said it wasn't before. I'm saying it again for like the 5th time now. It's basically just a very shitty situation because you have to suffer. You just can't really get Holo Purple, and it is what it is for that, if we're being real. So this is kind of my list, very quick, but I just wanted to say my opinions for basically the updated Yuta, new Ghetto, essentially, basically a full new unit. And now that we know Sukuna's coming out, and everyone is speculating green, if I'm being real, but I'm just throwing blue into the mix. But I personally am saying green. I hope he's green. Everyone hopes he's green. And I think it's pretty logical that he's going to be good. So yeah, once again, if you just want to see basically all of this, go ahead. But I would definitely say that it's only one of the two. You only get 1 DPS of each color, and then you could start building later on in the future. But this is the list. This is the list. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you're going to be going for. Okay? I mean, people are going to go for Sukuna whether I tell them to or not. And I think that's more than fine. I saw someone say, oh, I'm going to skip Sukuna and just wait for him to be on standard, or on unfeatured. But that's going to take at least 9 months if he isn't unlimited. Unfeatured. Like, it's going to take at least 9 months, probably. There's no way they're going to implement him early. I just don't see it. And that's considering he is an unlimited unit. I'm not limited, so we'll have to see. But that's it. Just wanted to kind of get this video out there because I saw so many people ask me these questions. And if this helps one person, then that's great, right? I definitely think it's good to have out now. But like I said, if Sukuna is not top 3 and is not blue or green, I'm probably privating this video. I just don't think it's good to have out bad info. So that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye-bye.